Hello everybody, I'm here in Geneva at the International Trade Center. We just signed an MOU about a joint degree that we're going to develop and launch. It's going to be an executive master's in internationalization and trade, and we're doing this together because when we look at the world and the state of trade around the world, we find geopolitical trends that are very much questioning the trade architecture, its usefulness and its future, but also when we look at technological trends, whether it's 3D printing or blockchain or crypto, we see the face of trade changing very radically. IE is very fortunate to be able to do this with the ITC because this is your bread and butter.
Partnering with a very well-reputed academic institution, Instituto de Empresa, is essential to make sure that knowledge about trade, knowledge about governance of trade, knowledge about the impact of technology on trade doesn't stay at the top of the market, but it percolates down to the base of the pyramid. That it's not just for big multinational companies, it's also for them. It's not just for negotiators in developed economies, it's also for them, but it also helps small and medium enterprises, the 98% of our economy, and it also helps negotiators in the South understand the big trends, the big shifts in international trade, with technology being a huge one.
We're trying to bring together regulators, people from multilateral institutions, and also people from the business world. These two groups, despite the fact that they live together and they work together, they very rarely study together. How important do you think that is, and how aligned is that with what the ITC does?
Absolutely essential, totally aligned with what ITC does. The trade community needs to better understand how businesses are run today, how value chains operate in this much more technologically driven economy. But businesses need to also be able to understand how regulators are governing the reality in which they thrive, and preferably give good advice to regulators, trade negotiators, how to negotiate to ensure trade works for the benefit of all. So I am convinced that our partnership will be extremely beneficial. Watch this space.
Yeah, me too. Thanks everybody. Bye-bye.